Hello, my name is Scuria-Herman, and today I'll be checking out Scissorhands by Aesop Rock and Kimya Dawson's group, The Uncluded. I'm recently coming off of a few really mind-blowing Aesop Rock songs, such as Mindful Solutionism, Delicate Cycle, which was one that he did with Kimya Dawson for Uncluded as well. I have no expectations for Scissorhands and what it has to do with scissors or hands. But there's nothing left to do but start it. So that's what I shall do.
Hi, this is Robin Moses, and I'm painting a really special tutorial for Kimya Dawson and Aesop Rock.
There are days I couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag, even if I had Edward Scissorhands hands. There are times.
I don't know what to think of the intro yet. I'll have to come back to it, and I'll probably forget to come back to it, but
I kick and scream and cry because I'm swept up in a hurricane of shit that's hard to leave behind. This snowball's chances are fantastic, with elements all from my past hell-bent on escalating fast. There are days I couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag, even if I had Edward Scissorhands. If I had Edward Scissorhands hands, I would whittle.
Okay. Wow, okay. Let me think for a moment. First off, the sort of overlapping, intersecting lyrics, I really like that. I think that's really interesting. Kind of makes it hard to parse through what people are saying, like when I do that voice. But I still feel like it's an interesting artistic choice, if not the best audible choice. Let me see what they were actually saying. There were days when I couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag, even if I had Edward Scissorhands hands. There are times I kick and scream and cry because I'm swept up in a hurricane. I think that, I mean, it's too early to tell in the song, but I do feel like the analogy of fighting your way out of a wet paper bag is reminiscent of mental illness and trying to claw your way out of a hopeless situation. I feel like that's sort of pertinent. That hard to leave behind. The snowball's chances are fantastic. With elemental firm, my past hell-bent on escalating fast. There are days when I couldn't find my way out of a wet paper bag even if I had ever Scissorhands. Yeah, I think it's too early to tell, but I'm definitely getting some mental illness stuff in there that may be pertinent later. Also with the nail tutorial. I did say I would come back to it, and surprisingly I remembered. I don't know what to think of it. Because is it real? Is it like, is this part scripted?
A really special tutorial for Kimya Dawson and Aesop Rock.
That's what I can't tell, is if it's scripted or not, or if it's like, because I don't know the implications of it. I don't know. This might seem a minor thing to obsess about, and that's also why I'm not really spending much time on thinking about it, but the video form is interesting, and I don't know what it has to do with the song, if anything.
So with little pogs and pentagrams, like say hello to my little friends. Give me 10, snip, snip, harvester of middlemen and thumbs. Pit against a bit of introspective sludge. In a moment of resetting is motivated forgetting. Home, a den of grotesque overstepping, or blood.
I believe that's just them, right?
Ain't thick as a face full of spit from a Eucharistic minister enraged with his kid. The very same hand feeding Christ to parishioners. Later bunch tight punch lights at his miniatures and images I don't associate with my awareness anymore, but I've recently been daring to explore instead of bury. Schlep home, jugging the whetstones. The handshakes sting, but the hug is a death go. The son of a spitfire show up in the wet snow. He's cutting the tripwire, he's opened a window like a mercenary gunning for a slumbering destro in the penultimate seconds of a budding crescendo. Beast don't snooze, Scissorhand fetch. Cut a pig heart from a wicked man's chest. Say goodbye, maybe hang a hide on the fence for a fantasy alive in the eyes of revenge. Oh, and accidentally injure a jam band if I had Edward Scissorhands hands.
I was too interested in the art there. That verse just flew by. Okay. Let us get through. That's a big verse too. I was waiting for a good pause too, and he just kept going. If I had Edward Scissorhands hands, I would whittle pods into pentagrams. I would say hello to my little friends. Give me 10 snip snip. I mean, it's obviously going back to, what was it, Hellbent in the previous verse. Which is interesting. Harvester of middlemen and thumbs split against a bit of introspective sledge. In a moment of resenting, he's motivated of forgetting. Home a den of grotesque overstepping, where blood ain't thick as a face full of spit. That's the idea that blood is thicker than water, which is a misattribution. But it's this thing that Aesop Rock does a lot, where he takes idioms or cliches and then turns them around on its head. And that's something that he's doing right there. From a Eucharistic minister enraged with his kid, the very same hand feeding Christ to parishioners, later bunched tight, punched like Santa's miniatures and images I don't associate with my awareness anymore, but I've recently been daring to explore. There's obviously religious undertones to this, which definitely doesn't stray away from the mental illness vibe that I've been going with, because the church and deconstruction of the mental are very intricately related, especially in the modern era. Instead of Mary, schlepped home, jugging the wet stones, the handshake sting, but the hug is a death code. The son of a Spitfire show up in the wet snow, he's cutting tripwire, he's opened a window, like a mercenary gunning for a slumbering death stroke, in the penultimate seconds of a budding crescendo. I was gonna say something, but I want to finish this first. These stone snows, Scissorhands bets, cut a pig heart from a wicked man's chest, maybe hang it high on a fence for a fantasy alive in the eyes of revenge. Oh, and I'd accidentally injure every jam band if I had Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, I think that this is interesting so far. The symbolism is kind of getting lost on me a little bit. Not in a huge like worrying way, but I will say, like, definitely getting mental illness vibes from the first verse. They're sort of carried through here. The concept of religion is expanded on here. He's a very talented lyricist, very talented rapper. It went by really quickly while I was just watching the nails, so that was interesting. But yeah, we're almost done already. That was this one. This one really went by. I don't know. I think I'm not really picking up on the important stuff here. Hopefully, the comments on this one are good.
Will wrap my arms around you, and I will not let them get through to harm you. My fingers will be just like barbed wire surrounding you, and I will not let them through to do the things they want to do to you. I will wrap arms around you. I will wrap my arms around you. And
That verse really recontextualized the whole song. I think that the first half of the song, especially the Aesop Rock verse, that whole rap in it, that was like very typical, very like downtrodden, very mentally ill, very like subjugated by religion and the system thereof. And then this is not unconditional, I guess, but like I guess maybe, yeah, unconditional support, and just true support and help, and just being there for someone. I will wrap my arms around you, and I will not let them get through to harm you. My fingers will be like barbed wire surrounding you, and I will not let them through to do the things they want to do to you. I will wrap my arms around you. I'll wrap my arms around you. So I think friendship or familial ties, that's the point of the song. Beyond religion, beyond mental illness, the things that can supersede that, the things that can protect you, are the people in your life. Knowing what I know about Aesop Rock and Kimya Dawson now, that is even more sad, but I still think that that verse and the meaning of the song still carries through.
Always paper bag, even if I had Edward Scissorhands. If I had Edward Scissorhands hands.
I think the idea of being so trapped by your own mind is interesting. And the idea of having someone to pull you out of that, as was demonstrated by this song, is powerful. But at the end, they were still overlapping with one another. Aesop, the song ended with Aesop's, mulling over his regrets, even though he had the support. So it's not everything, but it's still important that it's there. Or is the rest just nails? I think the rest is just nails. They're good nails. You did a good job. Okay. I'm sorry if that's anticlimactic, but I don't really know what to do with that information. Yeah. Powerful song. Support. All that. I mean, the wind is taken out of my sails now. I don't know what to do with this information about the sun, or who the sun is, or what the sun is, or where the sun is. But that's gonna be all from me. So until next time, adieu.